This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome to a Super Bowl edition of Primetime Blitz, brought to you by C2C Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I'm the host, Big B, along with my fellow co-host, my center, my captain, the guy behind the scenes, Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
Doing good. It's the favorite time of the year, Super Bowl week. Interesting matchup, fun matchup, and we're here to talk about it and see what everybody thinks about who's going to win.
Yep, and we got the self-proclaimed sophomore now. He's graduated from rookie. Hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump like the NFL, but we got Kevin Cherry. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. It's going to be a, good time. We're at the, what we would call in our wrestling show, the biggest event of the year. So we're at the big time now.
Yep, the game that decides it all. Two teams walk in, one team's going to walk out. We'll find out who that is come Sunday night. So, but Chris, any news, any upfront on the Dallas Cowboys side of things this week?
I know they got a new defensive coordinator from the Eagles.
Okay.
He seems really good. That. I think it's going to help. They're trying to get Pickens on a new contract for the offseason. We don't know how that's going to work out. He's probably not going to happen, and he's going to be on the tag, and so that's going to be fun.
All right. The North champions there, Chicago Bears. Kevin, you've heard anything about what the Bears are looking to for the offseason?
Yeah, we lost our running back coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. He went and I think he went back to the Chiefs. I believe. But to be honest, the DJ Moore trade talks have dwindled. They kind of stopped. And now it looks like the turn focus has gone to Cole Kmet.
Okay.
Looks like since, it seems like they got their guy in Colson Loveland, which I hate the move. I think they should keep Cole Kmet, honestly, and still try to trade away DJ Moore, especially with the salary cap issues. He would help out a lot. And he needs to go somewhere else just because, one, he's not the number one in Chicago no more.
Mm-hmm.
He could be used good somewhere else. He could help someone else out. It's not that he's a bad player. It's just, we got Luther Burden, we got Roma Dunze, we got Colson Loveland, we got a great running back duo in the backfield. If he stays here, he's only going to keep dwindling, and he's not going to, his career is going to go to crap. So, but yeah, it looks like they kind of dwindled. Looks like they're transferring over to Cole Kmet. I hope that doesn't happen. But as you can see, Chicago's known for trading their better players, apparently, aka the Bulls. Just traded away almost their entire team. So they traded Kobe White and Vucevic both, so they're both gone as well. So
I mean, trade talks might dwindle here because everybody's just kind of getting out of the office, but I would guess that after the Super Bowl, get through February, then March, we might start seeing more trade talks, and as they prepare for the draft and stuff like that, and see who goes where. So, Minnesota side of things, well, let's say we fired our GM, so that's kind of interesting going into the draft. It sounds like it's going to be KLC kind of running the draft. Rob Brzezinski, I think, is going to be the money guy that's going to take over the GM stuff outside of the draft. So he's going to be like GM1, and KLC is going to be like GM2 just for the draft. I have not heard of any names that have popped up for Minnesota. I think they're going to wait till the end of the draft. I kind of see them probably going into the season with no GM unless a name pops out of nowhere.
Roger Goodell.
Yeah. So one thing that's going to be intriguing is the quarterback spot, because there's a lot of speculation that JJ was the Kwesi hire or draft pick. O'Connell didn't want him. He wanted to bring in Aaron Rodgers. Kwesi didn't want that. So it's going to be interesting to see that, will KLC jeopardize the future to bring in, Joey B if he becomes available, or will he go get that big veteran quarterback? So it'll be interesting. That's one spot I'm looking at, watching. Definitely see who they get in the draft. I mean, they're drafting 18, so it's kind of hard to move up or move. I mean, it's easier to move down, but I don't think the Vikings can afford to move down. They definitely need quite a bit. So, Chris, what do you think about the Vikings firing their GM shortly after all the positions were filled?
Yeah, I think I put in our group chat because I was legitimately surprised. It's like, wow, I did not see that coming. That came out of left field.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to McCarthy, if he's going to go somewhere else. They might have to pick up whatever remaining contract he has. If he does go to another team. If they want to pick up the 5th-year option, considering he was a first-round pick. There's a lot of questions now more than answers.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot. There's a lot more questions just on the quarterback side of things. I mean, no matter who you bring in, you still got to look at the offensive line. I mean, look at Seattle. They had a good offensive line. Sam Darnold stayed upright. I mean, you're not going to get far if you're bouncing back from quarterback to quarterback because they can't stay healthy. So, Kevin, you're also in Minnesota. What was your thoughts when the news broke that Kwesi was fired?
It was, for some reason, I wasn't too surprised. I don't know why I wasn't. I mean, I guess it's kind of confusing to explain. I wasn't surprised that it happened.
Yeah.
But I am interested in, like you were saying, Brandon, the quarterback position. If that was actually his choice to take JJ, why the hell would you guys not, push for Joe Burrow right now?
Yep.
I would send full house on Joe Burrow if that's what the case is. If Kevin O'Connell doesn't want him, I mean, the Bengals are probably going to say no matter what, just because, JJ's performances, health issues, Joe Burrow being, caliber quarterback. I mean, it's going to take a lot, I feel like, but.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's just, how much is it going to take? How much do you want to factor? How much can everybody agree on? Be like, oh yeah, this is, definitely going to be worth the risk on, throwing out these assets and let's get Burrow. I mean, Burrow, yes, has to first waive his no trade clause, I believe. And then what are the Bengals going to want in return? I mean, I mean, right now the only guy that, or actually probably the only two guys that are legitimately off the board in my eyes, one would be Justin Jefferson, two would be our kicker, which I mean nobody really trades for kickers, but outside of that,
I would say a lot on the defense as well.
yeah, possibly. I mean, but they're not going to ask for 17 players and we're going to get Joe Burrow. I mean, but
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be some wiggle room and how many draft picks are going to be involved and stuff like that. So it'll be one of those things where KLC is going to have to get the room to agree on. I mean, it sounds like that Flores and Quasi kind of butted heads and on things, and maybe KLC butted heads, and so yeah, we'll see what the next few weeks brings. Draft night, what that'll bring, is Jordan Addison. I mean, he was cleared of all charges, but the thing is do the Vikings still want him? Is he still a fit for the Vikings? Can he get out of this bad boy rebel act and be a professional? So there's a lot of talk. So, but anybody watch the Pro Bowl festivities at all? I watched
No.
a few plays.
I saw a couple highlights on Facebook and stuff, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before, Kevin, and I don't know what your thoughts are, but the Pro Bowl is by far the worst of the four All-Star games we can per se.
The only
Nobody
thing
wants.
that's good about the Pro Bowl stuff is the dodgeball game. It's the only thing I care
Well,
about.
that's the whole
They
thing
didn't
is they
do
turned
that
it.
this year.
Yeah, they did.
They
I
did?
definitely wasn't gonna watch it then.
Yeah, they and the thing is they've turned it more into skills competitions all weekend long and a flag football game. But I mean, it's just turned into nobody wants to go. I mean, we saw it this year. Sanders gets injured replacement or whatever type of replacement. So good for him. But I mean, it's just turned into a joke of a game. So
I enjoyed it when it was a football game in Hawaii.
yeah, and that's what some people
AFC,
said that they
NFC.
enjoyed it more when they got the trip to go to Hawaii instead of staying where the Super Bowl's at. So
Yeah, I mean, and I mean they did a tush push in flag football.
yeah.
They were just being
Like,
funny.
ugh.
Oh yeah, they were trying to be funny, but I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just not the game it should be,
Right.
and stuff like that. I mean, they're almost making a mockery of their sport with this game, I would say. So, but
Mhm.
I mean, props to those that get elected. I know some of them take it as a good honor to represent their team in the Pro Bowl and do some things. So, but so with that being said, guys, we're 3-4 days away from the Super Bowl. I think New England or Seattle, I think, is 4.5-point favorites. New England's the home team. Seattle's the road team. Chris, what before you give your prediction, what are you kind of expecting game wise? Blowout, close game. I mean, what are you thinking between these two teams?
I think it's going to be a close game. I kind of suspect it be not an entertaining first quarter, but I think after that, maybe it's going to be entertaining. Both teams are rookies when it comes to the Super Bowl, as this is their first appearance in the big game. Can Drake May become the next Brady, where Brady in his second year went to a Super Bowl and won it? Can he do that? Patriots are winless in the Super Bowl, without Brady. There's a lot of questions, with either team. Right now, it looks like Seattle's. What'd you say it was? Their favorite.
Yesterday it was 4.5.
Well, now I'm looking at one. It's 10.5.
10.5-point favorites?
That's a spread.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Over
Okay.
under 51.5.
Okay. Wow, that spread jumped up then. And maybe it's because of the news from Drake May, but Kevin, what is your thoughts right now on the Super Bowl? Not to give away who you think is going to win.
I mean, should we see another Russell Wilson goal line interception?
That's
But
what Darnold said. He's like, if I have the opportunity, depending on what the the result is or whatever, sure.
So, keep going, Kevin.
I was gonna say a little history lesson, and I think you guys might know this. The last time that the Seahawks and Patriots were in the Super Bowl, Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. And the Patriots won the Super Bowl. So are we going to see history repeat itself?
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ties. I mean, everybody looks to past history. So one thing. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
The last time a new pope was elected, the Seahawks won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's that too. So, one thing that I heard on the morning show as I was taking my son to school. It was either yesterday or today. Do these teams care what the history is between these two in the Super Bowl? I mean, do they care that? Does Seattle look at it and be like, hey, we want to get revenge for that pick? Or does New England be like, hey, these guys, when they come to play, we know what they're like in the Super Bowl. So, Chris, do you think these players really care about the history of what happened a few years ago in the Super Bowl?
I think they do. I think they. If you're a fan of football and you do play in the NFL, I feel like you have to know what your sport is about. Know the organization you play for, and the history, the lineage of that team, and the rivalries and all that. I think you should know it. And yeah, you weren't a part of that outcome, but you want to help to make it right.
Yep. Kevin, what do you think? Do you think these players care on what happened a few years in the Super Bowl with the Russell Wilson pick, or want to get revenge for that?
I feel like it means more to the Seattle Seahawks than it does the Patriots. I feel that Seattle's like, all right, well, they're going to feel like they have a lot of pressure on them, dating back to the last time these two played. They're going to be like, obviously it's not, they're not going against Tom Brady, and it's not Russell Wilson at quarterback. They don't have Marshawn Lynch in the backfield that they should have ran it with. But I think it means more for Seattle than it does the Patriots, just because of, the mistake at the goal line, mostly.
Yeah. I think overall, I mean, Chris, I think you're kind of right that, each team should know the history of who they play for and, what those championship means or what that 1 yard pick meant. I mean, realistically, though, I don't think they are like, oh, yeah, we got to go out and get revenge on them for Brady or for Wilson and
right.
Marshawn Lynch and stuff like that. I think they definitely want to write their own history. Of course, if Seattle wins, you're probably going to hear, yep, this is for those in the past that lost it. This is for them and the organization and stuff like that. Do you guys think Drake May's feeling any type of pressure to win it because of who he's succeeding in Tom Brady? So, Kevin, what do you think?
Honestly, is this just for Drake? This is just for Drake May.
Yeah.
I think either way, win or lose, Drake May can just look at it like, hey, this is my second year in the league, and I'm already playing in the big time. I'm already playing the big game. There's a chance he's winning MVP. Like, I would just look at it as like, wow, a heck of a season. Win or lose, it's going to come down to, honestly, I think it's going to come down to the defense, and he doesn't play defense. So
Yeah.
if his defense can't keep him in the game and he's doing everything in his power, he can't blame himself. He can't do any of that. I mean, at the end, like you said, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to which defense is going to play better and wants it more. But at the same time, it's going to be on the offense too, because you got to put up points to win as well.
Yep.
So Drake May's got to hold down his own while his defense does some work as well. So if your defense can hold the team to 10 points, you have a great shot. So I think he can't beat on himself too much. So
all right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what do you think? Is there a lot of pressure on Drake May that he puts on himself, or the fans are putting on him that, with comparisons to Tom Brady?
Yeah, I think there's a little pressure. Like I said earlier, just like Brady, this is his second year. Brady was in his second year when you went to a Super Bowl. You're almost rewriting history to an extent with that. I think he said that shortly after that championship game, the AFC championship game, he did, contact Brady, or somehow they got in contact with each other, and they've been talking, and I'm sure maybe the pressure's off a little bit, but there's always going to be pressure to succeed, and having the moment, being in your second year and you're on the biggest stage. I'm sure there's a little pressure, and I'm sure it's not going to be the most entertaining first quarter of football.
Yeah, I think I think there'll be more pressure from the fans, that he's got to win because that's Brady's legacy. You want to keep it going, want to make your name yourself. I mean, as a player, yeah, you probably want to push yourself to win, but you can't be like, oh, if I don't win, I'm going to get criticized. Like Kevin said, I mean, he doesn't play defense, so if the defense is allowing 35 points, I mean, that's not on him, and they end up losing. So, but
the thing is too that Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and whoever else was there, with the positions on the field, they all set a very, very, very high standard.
yep.
And I'm sure even the fans will think this too, that yes, you're in the Super Bowl, yes, you're in your second year, but anything short of winning a Super Bowl is a failure.
Yep.
I mean, he's got to look at it this way. He's got to think of it this way. He's getting compared to Tom Brady, literally the best quarterback of all time.
Yep.
And he doesn't have the Gronkowskis, the Julian Edelman, the Danny Amendola. He doesn't have those. He honestly, all he really has is Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
So he has a lot less weapons, and he's got to look at it like that. He's like, okay, you know what? It's my career, and yes, I'm in the Super Bowl, and I have to, win. If I win this game, it continues the legacy. But at the same time, he's got to be like, do I really want to be compared to the greatest of all time? Which I wouldn't complain about, but at the same time, he's got a lot to live up to. So that's where the pressure comes in, is, that people are comparing that to Brady.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it is, something that's going to be talked about, win or lose. I mean, win, they're going to be like, oh, we got the next Brady on our hands. Lose will be like, oh, he can't live up to the pressure and, and stuff like that. I mean, like Chris said, they both are in the Super Bowl for, in their second year. So, but, speaking of the Patriots, we found out the Hall of Fame, first ballot, Belichick's not getting in, and neither is Kraft. Kevin, what do you think of that decision? And I mean, should Belichick get in and should Kraft get in? I mean, was it a mistake on the NFL to not put him in the first time?
To be honest, I don't know how all the Hall of Fame stuff works. I mean, he's not in the NFL anymore. He's coaching college, and
the rule for the Hall of Fame is, if you're a player, you have to wait 5 years before you get in, and it was going to be like that for coaches. However, they changed that rule for coaches where you have to be out of the league for 2 years.
Yep.
Has Belichick been out of the league for 2 years?
Yeah.
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 And they did that so Belichick could get in.
So the thing is the people that voted on him, they didn't vote him in for whatever reason. I mean, honestly, his resume speaks for itself. He's going to get in. Doesn't matter if it's the first, second, third, fourth. I mean, the one thing that matters is that he gets in. He gets in when he's alive. Gets in when he can enjoy it, and stuff like that. So, Chris, what do you think? I mean, should they put him in this year, or?
Yeah,
I mean, did the voters get it wrong?
I'm not worried about him not getting in this year. He'll get in. It's just more of when, not if. I can't remember who it was. It was like a Colts owner or former owner. He came out and said, "I remember if I voted for Belichick or who I voted for in general."
Yeah.
So I mean.
Yeah. I mean, overall they're going to get in when they do. Yeah. I mean, it's not when, it's just if, or it's not if, it's just when. So, so moving on. Before we give our picks here, Kevin, what is the one tough question you got for us today?
My one tough question is, what are the keys to winning the big game for both sides?
Are you talking like in the Super Bowl, or are you just like, what's it going to take to win ever? I mean,
no, to win for this game.
For this game,
yep.
So Chris stepped away.
For both sides, okay. What are the keys to success for this game?
Well, not to steal a quote from Dennis Green, but I mean, obviously, you got to score more points than the other team. You got to stop them. They always say defenses win championships, so both teams have a great defense. It's just, who's going to get the turnovers? Who's going to capitalize on those turnovers? Who's going to make the least amount of penalties? It might even come down to who has the ball the last 5 minutes of the game, to ice it. Can they trust their kicker? But I think it comes down, the one big factor is you don't let the refs dictate the game flow. You go out there, play your game. You win the battles up front. You win the defense. The special teams, I don't think neither. Well, I should say that the Seattle's got a good special teams returner. He returned the opening kickoff championship game, 96 yards. That could play a factor. Do you kick to him? Do you just swab it? Do you try to boot it away from him? I mean, that's what the Patriots got to think about. Seattle, what do they got to think about? How can they stop Drake May from running? How can they score on that defense? Stuff like that. So I think it's going to come down to not let the refs dictate the game. Win the battle of the turnovers. Convert those turnovers into points or long drives. You don't have to score just as long as you're taking time off the clock. And then it might come down to who does have that ball in the last 5 minutes. Can we trust Sam Darnold? Can we trust Drake May? Heck, it may go into overtime. We can't tie, but we could see an overtime scenario. So, but Chris, what do you think the keys to the winning?
Don't be afraid to go for field goals. I know everybody wants to go for fourth downs and stuff, but in a game that's do or die, win, go home, win the championship, I say go for field goals. You want to go for points. Like you said, if you do turn the ball over, make sure you do score. You play to win the game, not to steal another coach. But just have fun. Just go out there, play your game. Just
Uh,
make sure not to make any mistakes.
And Chris, I think you touched on it too. If you got points to put on the board, put them up. Don't go for it on fourth down and try to be
Mhm.
cute. You know,
And that's with
Yeah.
any game.
yeah,
That could be week 1, week 15, whatever.
yep, exactly. So,
Go for points.
Kevin, how do you answer your own question?
Well, if I'm Seattle, I think the biggest thing is getting pressure to Drake May. Is pressure the young quarterback. Pressure him into the mistakes. Pressure him to, make bad passes. Make him feel, the pressure of being in the Super Bowl. I think if I'm the Patriots, I would try to solidify my run game to open up the pass game.
Yep.
Like you guys both said, capitalize on turnovers. You got to put points up on the board because this could be a very low-scoring game. So you got to capitalize on anything possible. Like you said, don't be cute. Don't be going for it on fourth down, unless you need to. But that would only be in a losing game scenario at this point in time. But yeah, I think, if I'm Seattle, I'm trying to get pressure to the young quarterback, trying to make him and force him into, throwing errors and mistakes, trying to win over the turnover battle. But if I'm the Patriots, I'm trying to solidify the run game to open up the pass game and, just making smart plays and not overthinking.
Yeah. No, I think that's all great keys. I think we, if the teams are watching, they're looking at those and be like, yeah, they're right. I mean, maybe we need to look at that, especially going forward on fourth down. Let's put some points on the board. I think we're all in the agreement. The first quarter and a half, maybe first half, is going to be very, very slow feeling. It's going to be a defensive battle. I wouldn't surprise to see it 10-7, 9-6, 9-3, something like that going into the second half. I mean, what do you guys think of the first half? I mean, are we in the ballpark or am I just crazy,
No,
Chris?
I think you're on it. What too is, I don't know what the turnover is on players in the Super Bowl. For both teams, like how many players on each side have been to a Super Bowl? Because unlike a regular halftime, it's very long.
Yep.
I think normally they get like 15 minutes or so. Maybe this one you get 20, 25 minutes because of the.
I think you get longer than that. I mean,
Yeah, I don't remember, but
yeah.
that kind of has you have to put that into consideration too.
Yeah.
What do you do at halftime? Because it's going to be a long wait.
Kevin, what do you think? I mean, am I right on the possibly first half being slow, low scoring, or
Yeah, I
what?
think honestly we're looking at either evened up at halftime or like 10-7. I don't think we're seeing anything in in the like 13 above. I think maybe 13 at most, but I think it's going to be low scoring. They're going to try to figure each other out. They're going to make their changes at halftime and switch everything up, especially since they got an extended halftime.
Yeah.
But another thing I wanted to add when we were talking about when you guys were talking about like past and everything and who like if it means anything to a certain team. Another thing is Seattle might want to win this Super Bowl, especially since they're going to be put up for sale after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. They might be like, all right, well, let's go out there and win a Super Bowl. Then someone would definitely come by us after winning the Super Bowl. So I think that's obviously in there as well.
This might
What?
be their only chance for a while. Might be.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that the team that's in the championship game is going to be put up for sale. I mean, I don't know the whole reason behind it, but definitely if they win it. I mean, what's it going to add? Another $10 million onto the price tag, or is it going to get more buyers into the market to buy this? Seahawks. Definitely going to be pretty interesting to see what happens on that side of things. I forgot all about that being put up for sale. So, but all right. So, I mean, I think we kind of covered everything. I mean, so Kevin, score and who do you think's going to win the big game come Sunday?
Honestly, and I'm probably going to be the only one who does it. I'm going 24-21, and I'm going with the second-year man in Drake May.
Okay.
I'm taking the Patriots.
All right. Chris?
I'm going to say it'll go into overtime, 33-30. And the team that will be 33. I kind of want to see New England do it. I'll go New England.
All right. So we got 2 for New England. I'm still battling back and forth. I mean,
Which Sam Darnold will it be?
Yeah, exactly. But and the thing is do I want? I mean, it more comes down to I want New England to win because then we'll just start hearing how they're starting to build a new dynasty. Do we got the next Tom Brady on our hands? Do we got the next Bill Belichick on our hands? And then on the flip side, it's like, okay, I want Seattle to win it because I don't want that to happen, but yet, as a fan, I don't want to see Sam Darnold win it because then we'll just be talking about, the Vikings let the Super Bowl quarterback go, especially if he wins MVP of the game. So kind of torn between here. But not to bore everybody, but I'm going to go Seattle. I think it's going to be. I think Chris is right. I think we're going to see like a 30-28 game. I don't think. I think it might go to overtime. It wouldn't shock me. If it, well, actually, it could go into overtime if it's 38-28 or 30-28, I guess. So the final would have to be 31-28 with the overtime. So I'll do that. I'll go 31-28 Seattle. I'll go first. I'm going to go out on the limb for MVP of the game, and I think JSN's going to just ball out. Yes, everyone's like, well, if he's balling out, then Darnold should win it. But Darnold could be throwing everybody else, and let's say they score 3 touchdowns, JSN gets them all. So I'll go JSN for my MVP. Chris, who do you have MVP with your scenario on the Patriots winning?
I'll go Drake May as the MVP, and there's only been one player, and I can't remember who it is. I know it's a Cowboy that has been on the losing end of an MVP. Like the team lost.
That was
MVP.
Yes, it was a defensive linebacker. I think Daryl something. I believe it was. So,
right.
Chris or Kevin, you got the Patriots winning. Who's your MVP?
Well, I just want to be different. I don't want to, go with Drake May like Crispy Bacon is, even though that's the clear favorite. So I'm just going to be the odd one out here. I'm going to go Christian Gonzalez, defensive player from the Patriots. I think he could be a big factor in this game. Clearly, if he's going to be guarding JSN.
Yep.
So I think we're in for a good matchup there. If he can shut down JSN, I'd look at him and be like, all right, you just shut down, the number one receiver on the year, pretty much, and there's no reason I don't give you, MVP, especially even if they, Patriots win and Drake May plays out of his mind. Again, defense wins championships, and he's out there shutting down the number one receiver.
Yep.
You got to look at him and be like, man, he played a hell of a game. He don't even need interceptions. He needs pass breakups. just playing smart ball. Not giving them
Oh,
extra yards and everything. So
yeah, I get what you're saying. That he doesn't need the interception, but I mean, if we're going to talk about a close game, and let's say it comes down to defense, I mean, and Gonzalez, has let's just say a pick, a fumble return, and a bunch of breakups that JSN is only held to like 20 yards. Yeah, you're going to probably give it to Gonzalez there. I mean, especially if it is a defensive battle and stuff like that. I mean, and I mean, heaven forbid he returns one. I mean, if he definitely returns one, then he's definitely going to be up there right away with winning the MVP for the Super Bowl. So, but so outside of that, we know Bad Bunny's going to halftime show. What do you guys really think? I mean, Chris, are you going to tune in? You're going to flip around? Because I know some other stations have a good halftime, TV show going on or something. So, what are you looking at? I mean, are you going to tune into the halftime, or are you going to go take the old Randy Cox bathroom break?
Might have to take the restroom break unless there's a wrestling match going on during the halftime.
Yeah.
And Bad Bunny's involved, but
yeah, Kevin, what's your thoughts? What are you going to be doing?
Personally, I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl because I do like a couple of his songs. I have a couple of his songs on my playlist. And here's another interesting fact: Carlos Correa has a walkout. His walk-up song for his at bat is actually from Bad Bunny. So that's the only reason I know one of the songs. But I'm also in there to watch because he's had collabs with some other artists. So I'm wondering if he has any special guests. So I'm gonna watch it just in case there's any special guests. Again, also because I have nothing better to do on my time. So
yeah, I definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna be like stepping away. I mean, it'll be on. I'm not gonna pay too much attention to it, but Kevin, you brought up a good factor that who else could join them? I mean, it's not just gonna be Bad Bunny. We've seen the last few halftime shows that it was this person, but they also brought in 3 other people. So definitely going to be interesting to see if he does bring somebody in. I mean, for me, outside the game, definitely going to watch the commercials. I liked them. I think last year, was kind of a dud for commercials. So it'll be interesting to see.
Last year was better.
You think last year's commercials were better? Okay. I mean, it's been a while.
I don't remember last year's commercials.
Yeah, but but definitely it's always fun to watch the commercials and see what people come up with. I mean, they pay. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $2-3 million for a 20-second ad during the Super Bowl. So
they said the numbers. What do you think it is
for a Super Bowl ad?
Yeah.
What, 5 million?
A little higher.
A little higher. Wow.
Jesus. 5.5?
Huh?
5.5?
No.
Are we like talking like 6, 7? Just to be funny there. I mean,
10 million.
10 million for a 30-second ad. You think Coast to Coast can come up with that and we get a commercial in, by Sunday? 10 million for a 30-second ad. Wow. That'd be something kind of do some research on, the Super Bowl ads. Maybe not from Super Bowl 1, but like from the 80s on to see what they cost for that amount. But with that being said, guys, I mean, you guys got any, thing you want to talk about before, last topics? What's up, Chris?
So, like, we were talking about not commercials, the halftime show.
Yeah.
Who was the first celebrity halftime show?
First celebrity halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too young to know.
You got it pulled up, Chris?
I know who performed it, but I mean,
Was it at was it
Guns N' Roses?
no. I'm trying to think of the Super Bowl. Do you have who played in the Super Bowl?
Dallas Cowboys, and I think
Was that Michael Jackson?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's still probably one of my top 3 favorite Super Bowl halftime shows is the Michael Jackson one. You know, Prince was a pretty good one. That's probably my favorite.
That's my favorite, yeah.
You know, and honestly, Justin Timberlake here in Minnesota's Super Bowl wasn't too bad, but
shit,
oh.
Mine's Katy Perry.
Yeah. So, but Kevin, you guys, any last minute topics you want to throw out there?
Not that I can really think of at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have nothing else. But you know, we'll probably be back next week. So, guys, what's your final thoughts for the week? Chris, we'll start with you.
Yeah, no, it's been a fun, NFL season, talking about, the 2026 or 2025 season. Can't wait for 2026. Before you know it, free agency will be starting, and the draft, and the next season, and all that stuff. So, can't wait.
Kevin, going from a rookie to a sophomore, what's your final thoughts for tonight?
Oh, well, we're ending our season here of Primetime Blitz for the football season, at least. Obviously, this is my first year, so I don't know what happens after and all. But I think, honestly, we're in for a pretty good Super Bowl. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna probably see a pretty good defensive battle. But yeah, we're gonna see 2 quarterbacks fight for their, I guess Sam Darnold's fighting for, all these teams not giving him a chance to prove himself, blah, blah, blah. And then you got Drake May trying to follow in Tom Brady's footsteps. So I guess what you would call their legacies, they're we're in for a good one. So
yeah, so no, I definitely will be back next week to recap the Super Bowl, talk about the funny commercials, talk about any surprises on the halftime show, any news that breaks. Definitely check us out Monday nights for Between the Ropes. Check out myself with Tim Hendricks on C2C Rayco. Definitely check us out, whenever we can. Definitely we will have some Primetime Blitz throughout the year with big free agent signings. Chris and Tim will definitely be back for the first round of the draft coverage. Tim Hendricks will, talk about his day at the girls or the women's Italy-Sweden game, I think, this Saturday. C2C Rayco. So, yeah, he'll be at one of the games for the Olympics. With that being said, just keep checking us out. On Deck is coming back probably around a couple weeks into the spring training. We'll start getting baseball talk going. What we're going to do on Wednesday nights, we might bring back Sports Minute just to kind of, just the round table talk. So with that being said, just keep checking us out, and we'll see you next week on Primetime Blitz. Have a good one.